Now in the purport, Prabhupada made reference to the happiness derived through Brahman process and the happiness derived through the process of pure devotional service or service to Parabrahman. And Rupa Goswami discusses this point while discussing the characteristics of pure devotional service. Rupa Goswami gave us many wonderful writings. Narottam Das Thakur praised Rupa Raghunatha Pade Kaive Akuti Kavyama Hiravo Sayugala Piriti. When will that day come when I will have the fortune to study the great literature left behind by the great sage Rupa Goswami? We devotees are also known as Rupanugas, isn't it? Why are we known as Rupanugas? Because we follow in the disciplic succession of Rupa Goswami, we follow his teachings. We're also known as Prabhupada because we follow Prabhupada's teachings. So Rupa Goswami, in the Nectar of Devotion, he has given us many important characteristics of pure devotional service, and he further also describes the symptoms of one who is progressing on this path of pure devotional service. Since we were discussing this issue of happiness, Rupa Goswami describes that devotional service actually gives one the highest pleasure. Now, if you were to make a statement like this, in a materialistic society, devotional service gives you the highest pleasure. But most of the people accept it? Would they accept it? No, what would they say? They would say that material life gives the highest pleasure. Who says spiritual life gives the highest pleasure, isn't it? So Rupa Goswami discusses three sources of happiness. He first discusses material happiness. And Rupa Goswami says that the nature of material happiness is that it can end at any time. Isn't that a fact? You may be the president of the country, you may be a big movie star, you may be a very powerful personality, but the nature of material happiness is, it is temporary. You can see that even if you are Bill Gates, how long are you going to remain with a healthy body? So we can see it's temporary. And Rupa Goswami says they can end at any time. Therefore, one who is intelligent can see that material happiness is temporary and it can end at any time. There's no guarantee. There's no insurance policy that you can buy that guarantees, okay, you're not going to die before a certain age. Then he discusses the happiness you can derive by impersonal process. And he says, this is also insignificant. He says that if you were to multiply the happiness you can get by impersonal process 1 trillion-fold, not million, not thousand, not million, not billion, but trillion. He says, if you were to multiply the happiness derived from the impersonal process 1 trillion-fold, still it will be insignificant compared to the happiness you can obtain through the process of devotional service. So Rupa Goswami concludes in discussing 3 different avenues of happiness, that the happiness you can derive through the process of devotional service is the highest.